The following presentation is brought to you by the Pride of ODU, the official NIL collective of Old Dominion Athletics. Be a monarchist. Join the Pride.
For everybody.
Yeah. All right.
That apple's in. Really good. Like Coach Ricky Rahne, Coach, start with a brief opening statement. That's it.
Yeah. Great win. Undefeated at home. So I think that that's an awesome job. I know there's some people who are, I'm not one of them, but there's some people who are like, oh, you only won by 17. I think that speaks to how well this team is playing and how well the coaches are coaching when the expectations get to you only winning by 17 is winning by 17 is a possible negative. So I thought we did a nice job, controlled the line of scrimmage, particularly late the second, third, and fourth quarters of that game. That's a good football team we played. Really want to. Defensive coaches did a great job. Defensive players did a great job. Secondary did a nice job. They've got some talented guys out there, and I thought our secondary played well and made them earn their catches. Yeah. All right. Questions?
Coach, you just kind of piggybacking off that. Again, 10 points or less for you guys.
Mhm.
Again, under 300 yards for your defense. I mean, just their consistency lately. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. They have been. They've been very consistent, and I didn't necessarily like a couple of the drives in the first quarter. I thought we were a little soft, particularly in our B gap. We weren't maybe playing with as much conviction and violence as we had been, but you really saw that change throughout the game, and then it was over and over and over and over again, and every play they got, they needed some miraculous play to get any yardage, and so it's a great job. I thought Seth's interception was a huge point in the game, and then I thought at the end of the first half, getting that thing and holding them to a field goal attempt, which they missed, I thought that was huge as well. So there are some big time plays in there.
Congratulations on 9 wins so far. The play in the third quarter looked like where we were forward pass.
Yeah.
You looked frustrated after talking to the official after running down. Can you tell us what happened?
I thought it was a forward pass, and they thought it wasn't. Yep.
Fair enough.
That was pretty frustrating.
What was
it. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh.
What was different about your team after a quarter and a half? Because frankly, until then they looked pretty lethargic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's just, I think there's a lot of emotions going through people's minds. You know what I mean? And there's guys who, are playing their last game, and I mean, let's call a spade. There's some guys who might be thinking they might be playing their last game who aren't seniors. I mean, that's just the reality of college football nowadays, right? I mean, it didn't used to be like that, but it is. And I can sit here and act like, oh, not our guys. I mean, that's not the way it is, right? I mean, and so I'm not saying that they are or not. They might think one thing and then it ends up being something completely different. That's not what I'm saying. But I just think that you want guys to be in the moment. You want guys to be, locked in the 1-0 mentality. But why do I talk about 1-0 so much? Because it's anti-human nature, right? Human nature is to look ahead. Human nature is to always be trying to think about what's next. I mean, the amount of times I get that question of what's next is mind-boggling, right? And so. I think that was probably part of it.
You talked about controlling the line of scrimmage. Devin goes over 100 yards. I don't think he had a negative carry all game or something, and 2 touchdowns. How about his performance tonight?
Man, he did a great job, and I'm just so happy for that kid and the way he's progressed throughout the year, the way he maybe the beginning of the season wasn't going the way he wanted, and he just kept plugging along. He kept trusting me, kept trusting the process. And if you look at the end of his season and what he's been able to do, he's been fairly successful. Very, very, very proud of what he's been able to accomplish this year.
Piggybacking on Craig's question there, another week with more than 300 yards rushing.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about why this team is so successful running the ball.
Well, I mean, obviously there's some scheme related stuff I think we do well. We've got a great coaching staff, and then we got players who like to play with violence, and we've got a variety of players, and our wideouts help with that because it's hard to play them one-on-one and think things are going to be successful. It's obviously having a quarterback that can run for over 1,000 yards makes that, part of it as well. But then we've got multiple running backs, so you can kind of throw a wave of people at them. And then, we've got one of the toughest offensive line units in the country. We had, we've got to be one of the only teams. I don't know, Eric, you're the guy. I don't know, but we got to be one of the only guys who have 5 starting offensive linemen who started every game this year. 9?
1 of 9. So it was last week. It might be even different this week.
Wow. All right. Well, I guess we're getting softer every day, or the training's getting more intense. I don't know. But it just, the fact that happened. Now we didn't, we had some, it was, I think it was also a thing, we were able to overcome some injuries today, right? Right. The one time I need Eric, he leaves. I think, we had some injuries. We were able to overcome them. And I thought that says a lot about who our team is as well.
You talk about 1-0. The next 1-0 might get you 10 wins, coach. And a couple years ago, I remember vividly in a press conference, you talking about the importance of a bowl game. It's like, because guys get like 3 more weeks together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got that to look forward to now. That where do you stand on that, and how cool will that be in the next few weeks to just spend more time with these guys and possibly earn 10th win?
I mean, that's the thing. I really enjoy these guys. I mean, I told them that the other day. I don't, sometimes, I think they think I'm just being an old man or whatever, but I mean, I do. I enjoy coaching them. I told them I was thankful for who they are as human beings, but also who they are as football players. Embracing how much how violent I want them to play and those sort of things. So yeah, I'm appreciative that I'm going to get some more time with them. I mean, because I do. I love spending time with these guys. They make me laugh every day. They make me smile, and it's why, I understand that I have, one of the best jobs in the country, because I've got some great kids to be around. I mean, like any other job, it's about the people you're around, right? I mean, we've all had, you guys have been at different, media outlets and things like that. You basically had the same job, but maybe the people sucked, and then your job sucks, right? I mean, the people I'm around every day are pretty awesome, so my job's pretty awesome.
Colton executed that fumble, scoop and score.
Yeah,
How you guys drew that up?
I mean, we've been working on that dribble for a while. It's one of those things, you got to really time it up with the shape of the ball. But yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that when things are going well, they're going well. So we've had some balls in the time I've been here. We've had some balls bounce the wrong way. So we'll take the ones that bounce the right way.
You've been here many times at multiple places where you have a bowl game coming. You have no idea when or where. What's your approach to that part of it? Do you speculate? Do you look at projections? Do you just wait for it to come out?
I'll tell you what my approach is not. We are not going to break down all these things that Brett McMurphy, what a job he does. I'm not listening to a thing he says. All right. Like some of these other guys, I'm not listening to anything anybody says, because I tell you what I had to do one time as a GA first of all, there was only one GA. All right. I had to break down 3 different opponents, and I had to break down 8 different games on them. You know who we played? Not one of them. All right. So we ain't doing that. We got to get better. I mean, this next week, until we find out who it is about us. We got to get healthier. We got to get better. And there's a lot of different things that we can do to get better that doesn't matter who the opponent is.
You talk a lot about the landscape with college football, coach, and you mentioned it earlier, and some of the guys possibly playing their last game. When it comes to the roster and managing these guys, are you going to have that conversation? Guys choosing to play in the bowl game, guys hitting the portal. How does that look in the next few weeks?
I mean, I'm going to enjoy this win first. I mean, listen, no head coach in the country wants that's no one wants to deal with that right now. You know, I'm just being honest. I mean, and that means I don't care if it's one guy, 8 guys, 10 guys, 0 guys. Like it's not one of those things that's one of the least fun parts of my job, right? So one of the most fun parts of my job is coaching them every day and seeing their smiling faces when we win a game. So I'm going to enjoy the fun parts of my job right now. We'll deal with the other things on Monday.
How important are those practices for the young guys, like a springboard into next year?
Huge, 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 because they get focused on it a little bit more, right? I mean, there's times, over the last, really 14 weeks when you consider the bye weeks and all that sort of stuff. There's times when those guys, they maybe get lost in the shuffle a little bit. And we're still coaching them, and our coaching staff does a great job with that. But you got to really, really focus on, and you get to really focus on those young guys and their development, and this is that time where those guys can really see, okay, what can I be doing better in order to take the steps that I need to take next year to be making the plays that I want to make out on that field, right? And so, yeah, it's huge, it's critical.
Anything else for Coach? All right,
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yep, appreciate it.
Little please. Save the MVP on the end.
The MVP in the middle.
Seth Naotala, 4 tackles, first pick since 2021. Jaleel Culbreath, 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss in the middle. MVP of the Oyster Bowl, 21 carries, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, Devin Roche. Open it up for questions. Mark, you want to lead us off?
Sure. Hey, guys. Let's see. Julie, we'll start with you. Just first off, 9 wins, man. Like you just to be out here and on a 5-game winning streak, 6-0 at home. Just kind of, how's this kind of a cherry on top of the Sunday when it comes to the regular season today, getting this win?
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, we feel like we could have had more of an undefeated season, maybe went 11-1, but it's still good to be undefeated at home, which is a huge thing. It's a very rare thing. So shout out to our fans and shout out to everybody that's contributed to us being undefeated at home. But we still have more work to do.
And then Devin, what's been clicking for you here lately, man? I mean, you've been finding those spaces and finding those holes and gaining all kinds of yards. What's been working for you lately?
Yes, sir. Literally just studying the game, going over it with my coach, position coach, Coach Lucas, and trusting my technique. We big on we're a very technique-oriented team, and that's just what I stick to.
Devin, the early season you struggled, and Coach said you stuck in there. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. I took a big loss early season, as well as I was a little banged up. Lost my mom, but I just took it as motivation moving forward. It was a big switch that flipped. It just gave me a lot of motivation. It gave me that second will to go and keep pushing and do it for not only me, but for her as well. It was bigger than me.
So, like a year and a half ago, you weren't even really thinking about playing football. So much has changed since then. Today, huge play, been an integral part of your team's success this year. Talk about what that means to you and what it means to have one more opportunity to speak up with these guys.
Yeah, all glory to the God that I serve, and he's just taking me on a ride I never would have thought or imagined. I thought I was done with football, and then just little by little, my confidence grew the longer I was able to play on this team. Last season I didn't really have like a summer to acclimate to it, and then this season just having a whole year with the team, a whole year with Coach Now, a whole year with Coach Seiler, sticking to the process every single day, and it's just a reflection of hard work paying off.
Devin, as a team, you guys are over 300 yards rushing. I don't know how many times that's happened this year. Four times. There we go. Thank you, Rick. I mean, what does it say about this group, your O-line, and Colton's ability to run it as well?
Oh, man. So it all starts up front with the O-line, man. We love the Huggies. We cheer them on, and it's everything to get them going, It's that's our main goal. But as far as in the back end, man, I knew from the start of the season that it was going to be this kind of season. through winter workouts, summer workouts, and even competition, mat drills, and things like that, we got to see just how competitive we were as a group, and we live to bring out the best of each other.
Where do you guys want to go bowling? What ball game do you want to go to?
Somewhere warmer than today.
Just, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
He's a little 7'5" guy, to be playing in front of family and friends. What's it mean to go 6-0 undefeated this year at home, playing in front of all of them?
Yeah, that just shows how much the 757 means to us and how much they come and support us. You know, I've been here basically my whole life, so you know, playing here, coming undefeated at home means a little bit more to me because you know my family, my friends coming out supporting me, and they're part of why we're undefeated at home.
This is for all y'all. Just the idea of Ricky brought it up a couple years ago. Last time you guys went to bowl games, like 3 more weeks together as a team, 3 more weeks of brotherhood, 3 more weeks of experiences. Can each one of y'all speak a little bit about what the next few weeks will mean to you and getting through the bowl game experience?
Yeah. Just continue to have one more. I mean, even more for me as a senior. You know, if we didn't go bowling, this would have been my last game, and so just 3 more weeks of just enjoying the college football experience. You know, I won't get probably another opportunity like this, you know, for the rest of my life, just being around my brothers every day, just being able to grow with them and bring out the best of each other, like Dev said, and just joking, hang around, chilling 3 more weeks, and I'm gonna enjoy every last piece of it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody on this organization would say that this is the most fun and most connected team that we've ever had. You know, we all love each other. We're all bonded with each other, and that comes from the foundation that we've built together. You know, working hard and doing stuff like that. So these 3 weeks are going to mean the world, and they're going to feel like the world. So.
They kind of hit it on the nose. This sport is an amazing sport to play, and we all have an amazing time doing it. So to think about life after it is crazy. So knowing that our guys, this could possibly be that some of the their last opportunity, we just wanted to make it the best for them and the most memorable for them. That's pretty much my goal going into these next 3 weeks, to leave my mark on some of my older guys, because they mean a lot to us.
Anybody has an opinion on this? What was the difference between your team early in the game, first quarter and a half, and then after that, from 10-0 to 27-10? What happened? Did somebody say something? Did you guys wake up? What happened?
I would say it was just more of getting acclimated. You know, it's. I feel like that's a good question actually, but we came in with a game plan thinking they were going to pass the ball. To be brutally honest, and they ended up running it. So we made some adjustments halftime. You know, coach did a great job of making sure that we kept our heads on straight. You know, there was never a doubt in our mind that the game would go left for us. So we always kept our head on straight. You know, we were focused on being more physical, being more dominant in line of scrimmage. I feel like that's our brand as a defense on the defensive side of the ball. So I feel like that changed in the second half. You know, we talked to the D line. You know, I had a talk with the linebackers. Me and Seth had a talk with the linebackers that we had to dominate the line of scrimmage better than what we did in the first half. So I feel like that was the major difference for the defensive side of the ball.
Just like you guys will be eagerly anticipating where the next game is going to be at, the fans doing the same thing. What would be your sales pitch for fans to go on the road for the bowl game?
I mean, last bowl game, 2023, the Toastery Bowl, we feel like we packed our side of the stadium, which was awesome. So I feel like we can do the same thing this year. Just once again, I hope it's in a nice place. Please, God.
Any other questions for these guys? All right, thank you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go somewhere warm.
Yeah.